What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. And guys, I hope everyone is enjoying this holiday season for what it's worth, man. I know that it's kind of sad, compared to what it should be. We're being discouraged from getting together with family and friends and embracing each other. Fauci's on the news every day telling everybody what you can't do. And when you ask him questions, the offspring pops up behind him and Fauci is like, "Hey! You're talking back to me? Take them out, you gotta keep them separated." And that's the final word. Don't do anything. You got neighbors spying on each other. We're heading in a very, very dangerous direction in this country. I've been saying it now for a long time, guys. And I've been saying it actually since Obama was in office. And then, Trump came along. And I always said they're like two sides to the same coin. I said this on the video before. You're supposed to adore Obama and you're supposed to hate Trump. And if you don't do one or the other the right way, then you end up being a racist or an Uncle Tom, a coon. That's the way it is. If you don't like Obama, then you're a racist, you're an Uncle Tom, you're a coon. If you like Trump, then you're a racist, an Uncle Tom, a coon. It's one big experiment, guys, to keep everybody separated, and that's the way it is. So, where am I going with this, right? In our own corner of the fandom, I have always said, with all of my Star Wars videos, if you go back like 2-3 years, I said, this is bigger than Star Wars. And I mentioned on the Dark Council last night that it's bled over into politics. We started off being separated by, who liked or didn't like The Last Jedi or the direction of Disney Star Wars. And of course, with the election, family members, friends have been lost forever, based upon how you might want to vote. Family members are being lost right now, if not to the disease, by someone's decision on how to react to the disease. So if you don't want to wear a mask, then chances are you're going to have a family member who says, well, I never want to see you again. Even if you didn't visit them, they just the mere fact or knowledge that they know that you're not wearing a mask, that's it. They don't like that. It's like there's this tendency now to have to approve of how other people think. They have to think like you. And another thing I've always said is the like-dislike button. I've always said that is Satan, because that tells people like whether or not they feel like their points and their convictions are valid. Oh, I got a bunch of likes, so obviously a bunch of people agree with me, so I must be right and you must be wrong. I don't see anybody who's agreeing with you. What happened to the concept of being able to stand alone in your convictions if you have to? All right, so, like I said, in our corner of the fandom, I've noticed this, it's going on as well. No one is a good guy, no one is a bad guy. I'm just here to offer a little bit of clarity, okay? So, I get up this morning, and I go onto Twitter to see what my friends are up to, as I often do. And the first thing I'm greeted with is a tweet declaring that the Fandom Menace is dead, right? The Fandom Menace is dead. And I'm just like, yo, why? Yeah, and I've been seeing this, a lot, especially with the Mandalorian. Like I said, this has got to relate to our section of the of the universe here, right? And it seems like we've been fighting over Star Wars no matter what. All right. If it's bad Star Wars, we're going to fight over it. If it's good Star Wars, we're going to fight over it. If it's okay Star Wars, we're going to fight over it. It doesn't matter because it's all a matter of opinion anyway, So somebody might say that all Disney Star Wars is bad. But, for years, people have been giving respect to Rogue One, without somebody jumping up and saying, you're not a fan and Kathleen Kennedy has won and all of this stuff. So there are people now who enjoy The Mandalorian, right? Even with all of the blatant violations, in the breaks in lore and continuity, some people are just enjoying the ride. And they're having a hard time with people who are pointing out these discrepancies, and the people who are pointing it out are having a hard time with the fact that there are people who have previously identified as Fandom Menace who are liking this, And I'm like, well, what just happened? What happened to the respect? What happened to the respect that we've all known each other for all of these years? So if there's something that somebody that you respect likes and you don't like it, then if you ever had any respect for this person in the first place, and this is the telling part, if you ever had any respect for that person, then you would say, all right, well, to you be your likes and dislikes. It's your opinion. I still love you. You know what I mean? That's what I love about my Dark Council brothers, by the way. Shout out to them. Drunk 3PL, Abu Nas, Lord Callus, Damajanai, Fatal J, myself. It's like we all come together, and we're grown men, man. We talk things out, our differences, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, man, love rules the day, man. And we respect that, all of us. Because it's always been that way. Like I said before, there's no such thing as, I liked you, I respected you yesterday. Now I find out something that you like that I don't like, so I don't like you anymore. That's ridiculous. That's juvenile. But that's what we have going on. And declaring the Fandom Menace dead, okay? I have flown the flag of the Fandom Menace. I will continue to. I won't apologize for it. I wore the t-shirt. I bought the t-shirt. I bought several of them. And I will continue to represent the Fandom Menace. Because you see, here's the thing about me. I'm a union guy. I've been a union guy on my job for more years than I care to say. And the thing about that mentality there is that when you meet people, you meet individuals, and we all come together under the same union. I've shaken hands with people who I know initially did not like me, maybe because of, my race, initially, and I've understood that, I've shaken hands with people that I probably didn't like, but respect has come about from the fact that we see each other every day, supporting our families, going through marriages, divorces, the birth of children, things like that. And that's the beautiful thing about that type of thing, a union of people, of human beings, working together. At the end of the day, your values mean something, and the respect comes about. By the end of your careers, you end up hugging it out, you're crying, you don't want to say goodbye to these people. It's just how it is. Respect is earned, and respect that is earned usually is kept. So I recognize the power of that type of thing. The Fandom Menace, relating it to that, is a union of people, of values, of different beliefs and things like that. And usually it's a collection of very, very passionate people. So there's going to be a butting of heads. Like I said, at work, it's always been that way. Guys have, physically fought. We've argued and things like that. And, that is what happens when you have people who are passionate, who truly believe in what they stand for. But like I said before, the powerful thing about it is that a collection of voices and thoughts and values is usually something that ends up getting attacked by agents of chaos, by people who want us to be separated so that they and their union can come in and rule everybody, So the enemies of the people, they have no problem uniting under their cause to control the people. And one of their greatest weapons is division. So I can't pronounce the Fandom Menace dead. I can't lay it down because I realized a few years ago when we started talking about this, and I was among the first voices to do that, I realized that what was at stake was our ability, basically, to say what we like or don't like based upon our values and our morals. That is what I saw was under attack more than just Star Wars, So we were fighting not just to say we didn't like the movie, but we were fighting for the people also to say that they liked the movie. You never saw anybody who was first generation Fandom Menace say, I don't like you because you like The Last Jedi. Almost everybody said, if you like the movie, fine. These are my problems with it. There was no attack on those people because we were the people. In the same way, years later, well, there are some things that we like about The Mandalorian. So those same voices that were trusted to be honest back then and fight for the right to like something or not like something, now find ourselves having to fight for the right to like something, to have our own mind, to state how we feel based upon what we're seeing from one moment to the next. It doesn't mean that you're dead because of that. I mean, it reminds me of Grouchy Smurf. You know, if anyone watched the Smurfs, no matter what you say to Grouchy Smurf, I hate that. We're having pancakes for breakfast. I hate pancakes. We're going to San Francisco for the weekend. I hate San Francisco. You know, people are recovering from the virus. I hate people recovering from the virus. You know, you just can't be that way. It's like what that is a closed mind. If you see something you like, then you should be allowed to say that. You know what I mean? What am I saying? In much the same way, how many people have been out there, been in a relationship with somebody who only sees the bad that you do, you know? And you know that you've been trying your best, you know, but they constantly bring up your faults and your mistakes and your missteps. And this is your significant other. You know, what about the fact that I made you breakfast? Yeah, but you don't put the toilet seat down, you know? What about the fact that I bought you flowers? Yeah, but you didn't bring me diamonds. You know what I mean? It's like, it goes a long way in any type of relationship. In your mind, it's good for that person to balance out life. And life is balance, you know? So you're going to see things that you don't like. You're going to see things that you do like. You know, I always tell people, this is very important. That's a horrible relationship when that person only sees the bad that you do and they're incapable of seeing that you're even trying, you know? So it doesn't threaten the validity and the integrity of the Fandom Menace to say that Disney has done some things right with The Mandalorian. That doesn't dead us. It doesn't pronounce us dead. In fact, it's the very opposite. It adds integrity to who we are because we're not afraid to say how we feel, and we never have been. And I've been proud to be a part of this for that very reason. The Fandom Menace is more than your little petty squabbles and the people you have a personal problem against. There are people out here who watch us, who listen to us, who consider themselves and they're every bit as Fandom Menace as we are, who look to us for their voice. And they trust us. And they believe as we believe. So if they're out there and they recognize that there's something good about The Mandalorian or whatever Disney might have coming out, then what do you think it means that we just stonewall everything and we don't meet each other where we know that we are, and we're not a representation of all of us in all of our different opinions and views? Then we truly are dead if that's the case. If we can't do that, we truly are dead. I see people on Twitter disrespecting the Fandom Menace, you know, disavowing the Fandom Menace. It's the voice of the people. You might as well be shutting down the concept of freedom, if that's the way that you want to feel about it, because that's all it is. I don't care about who your beef is, you know, what your beef is with this person and that person over here. I don't get on video bad-mouthing anybody. You know, I don't look for beef and all of that bullshit. I don't do that. You know, from the very first, I've always looked to have my own voice. People told me from my very first video, I need to contact this person. I need to contact that person. I need to be streaming with this person or that. Okay, I respect everybody greatly, you know, that's in this space, you know, who's been honest. And I recognize those voices. But I knew that the only way I was going to have a voice of my own would be to speak for myself in the early days. I didn't want to link up with anybody in the early days because I didn't want to just be seen as, you know, this clique or that clique over there or whatever. You know, we all have to come together from a position of power. And you can only get that by earning your own. You know, so that's the way I felt. Did it cost me in the end as far as my channel growth? Yeah, it did. It did. But you know what? I'm a union guy. I have a job. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do this for a living. So my word has to stand for who I am, because when it's all said and done, my son is going to watch this, and that means more to me than anything. All right? So there it is. You know, so that's the way I see it, guys. I see that the Fandom Menace is a concept. It's a hashtag. It's the voice of people. That voice is under attack. Whether you consider it the Fandom Menace, whether it's my union, you know, whether it's anything. You know, real people, real passionate people with morals and values and respect, that is under attack. The agent of chaos is upon us all. That's the reason why we can't get together, we can't hug family. We're giving up the time that we have for the time that we don't have. That is a fact. And we're allowing this to be done. So the arguing, we don't have time for that. All right? On the Dark Council last night, Lord Callis, shout out to Lord Callis, brother, he was making an excellent point about how it just feels like some big old experiment and we're failing it. You know, when our backs are to the wall, we're supposed to come together. It's shameful right now that people are so quick to pronounce death to the voice of the people. I never will. So just remember that while you're having your beef with this person and that person over there, this person here, who you might consider to be insignificant for whatever reason, I will fly that flag. I am Fandom Menace. I am pro-union. I'm pro-people. And I'm pro the rights of the people to be who we are, to have our opinions, to have our own thoughts, to have our own choices. So they say the Fandom Menace is dead. I say, long live the Fandom Menace. You can get in the comment section and you can share your thoughts. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe. You can catch me on Twitter. The link will be in the description. I'll catch you on the next one. And don't give way to despair, guys. Don't. Stand up straight. Stand strong. Be defiant. We'll get through this. This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.